This is a fast guide for the art of the Trickster telltale that covers all commendations. To start out, you should head to the east side of Plundered Valley, where you can find the telltale book next to Salty the Parrot. Once you've selected it, head to the west side of the island to enter a cave under the waterfall. In the cave, you'll come upon this room where the next step takes place. You'll now be moving 5 of the skeleton arms in correct positions to unlock the next part. So to start out, we have these 2 skeletons here, where you should move their arms together so that they're holding hands. For this skeleton, just make sure you bring his arm over to his right side, up 1 and then over 1 so that he is pointing towards the other side. For this skeleton, just make sure his tankard is brought down, and for the final skeleton, just make sure he's wearing the mask. Doing all this will bring down the cage where you can grab the spyglass and the notes. The note page will give you a phrase each time you correctly dig in the right spot and retrieve the notes. This will eventually lead you into finding the key. The possible locations you could be digging at will either be here at Plundered Valley or at Discovery Ridge. So here are the possible phrases and where you should be digging. If you have caged inside a kind of brig, head to the west side of Plundered Valley and you should be digging right around here between the cage and pot. If you have caged and trapped I May Be Bound, head to the east side of Plundered Valley, again between a cage and a pot. If you dig right around here, you should be able to find it. If you have dark creatures now awake, head to the north beach of Plundered Valley and dig here between the 2 symbols on the rocks and you should be able to find the item. If you have once soaring through the sky with pride, you should head to this spot under the tip of Plundered Valley. You'll find these 2 symbols on the side where you can dig here and find the item. If you have salvage and wood to batten down hatches, head to the northeast side of Plundered Valley. You can find the item if you dig here between the wood planks and barrels. If you have for forgotten people long we scour, head under the tip of Plundered Valley where you'll find 2 more symbols and you can dig between them to find the item. If you have rum and sea forever my fate, head to the east beach of Plundered Valley, and as you're running past this ship you can find the rowboat and cannon, and if you dig right here between them you can find the item. If you have rum and gold drown my grief, head to the west side of Plundered Valley where you'll see a bird statue to the left, and to the right you can dig around this spot by the skeleton and wooden scrap. If you have crossed the seas now lost for days, head under the tip of Plundered Valley near a cave passageway, and you could dig right here in front of the oars and symbol on the stone. If you have wood and iron, maybe the tools, head to the south side of Plundered Valley, and coming out of the cave you'll be able to see a barrel and a cannon where you can dig right here to find the item. If you have through island waters I rode in all, head to Discovery Ridge at the west beach on the main island, where you should dig between the rock and rowboat here. If you have deck and helm where I once stood, head to the center of Discovery Ridge, where you'll be able to dig right here between the plank and rock. If you have the red sun rises gifting light, head to the east beach of Discovery Ridge, where you'll find these 2 symbols and then dig right in front of them. If you have plundered supplies help my plight, head to this spot on Discovery Ridge, where you'll find it on the side of the path right here, and if you dig right in front of the symbol and barrel you should be able to find the item. If you have ancient people praise the sea, head to the north beach of Discovery Ridge, where you can dig it up in front of the symbol and rowboat. If you have through leafy palms I stumble and tread, head to this spot on Discovery Ridge, where if you dig in front of the tree and skeleton you'll be able to find the item. And if you have salvage and supplies steal my nerve, head to the west beach of Discovery Ridge, where you'll be able to find it if you dig in front of the crate and barrel here. When you get to the 3rd one, you'll finally dig up the Trapmaker's gunpowder key. And yes, this is a keg, so it can blow up, causing you to restart. Also, once you dig it up, explosions will be set off on the island, so try to just find a safe place to avoid blowing up. Now carefully head back to your ship and head over to the center island of Sailor's Bounty. When you're here, get to the middle, where you'll find paths down to the caves. There are traps on your way down, so it could be smart to first make your way down without the keg, so that you know the traps beforehand. You'll finally end up at this spot where you can place the key in the middle, which will start spawning skeletons. In this part, I recommend you use the wall traps, which will help you clear the waves of skeletons much faster. When you finally beat the captain, he will drop the moon totem. So take this totem back to your ship and head to the center of Crescent Isle. Here you can place down the totem, which will open up the vault. All you have to do is light the braziers, which will reveal the Shroudbreaker stone. However, once you pick it up, the door will close, and you'll now have to fight some skeletons. Killing the captains will drop 3 medallions, so once you get all 3, place them here and click the button, and that will open up the vault. Now the final step is to take the Shroudbreaker stone back to Plundered Valley, and giving it to Salty will conclude the tall tale. To get all commendations, you'll have to complete this part of the tall tale 5 times in total, and also find the 5 journals once. So here are the locations for all 5 journals. Journal 1 is here at Plundered Valley in the caves in the skeleton room, and you can find it on the side right here. The second journal is at this spot on Discovery Ridge, near the top of the island, and on this barrel right here. Journal 3, 4, and 5 are all here at Sailor's Bounty if you go down to the room where you place the key. You can find the third journal laying next to the anvil right here. The fourth journal is right behind you, in between the work tables. And the fifth and final journal is in this next room under the bed. Doing all this, you'll complete all the commendations for the Art of the Trickster tall tale. So I hope this guide was helpful, and thank you so much for watching.